Here's part 7 of Exquisite Corpse. The baby's sleeping. So Andrew Compton finally arrives in New Orleans. He didn't exactly know where to go, but he decided to peruse around, go to a couple bars, go to the French Corridor, and wander around. Maybe he could find some victims. Maybe he could find a place to stay. No plans, only people, I think. So back to Jay at his place of living. After Tran left, his desire to unalive someone reached 100-fold. As much as he didn't really want Tran to be there to begin with, he also wanted him to come back so he could enact some sick desires that he wanted. So Jay went into this almost frenzy-like state of needing to express this desire to do some horrific things. He went to a secret drawer by his nightstand where he pulled out a stack of pictures. Classic. Each of these pictures depicting a past victim where he gutted, gored, skinned, sliced open, and splayed out on his bed in different poses. He flicked through all of these pictures, but that wasn't doing the trick. He put the pictures back. He started running around the apartment looking for stuff. Went to the bathroom, opened up the drawer, found the wad of hair, but that wasn't soothing his desires. So he quickly threw some clothes on, went outside, and went to the back of his property where he had this little shed. In absolute horrific fashion, he opens up this padlocked, multi-locked shed. And there we get Jay's playroom. This place is a deep freezer with deep freezers in it. Each of these deep freezers that lined the interior of the shed had various human body parts wrapped in them. There were shelves with different jarred, canned, sealed body parts. There was a jar of hands soaking in alcohol to make his own hand-flavored moonshine. Some cans had eyeballs, some cans had fingers, ears, noses, male appendages, a human head and hands. Various body parts, everywhere. He goes further in the back of the shed, and hanging upside down from giant butcher hooks is a young filleted, that's the word I was looking for, filleted young boy. Ooh. Pause for adorableness. Oh, baby. This filleted, butchered, bloodletted young boy hung upside down, face intact. He was deceased for some time, but he was kept preserved in this shed. What Jay did in there was not only pleasure himself, but also he sunk his teeth into the flesh and began eating the body bit by bit. So after this little scene of Jay being in the shed, we go back to Andrew, who's skulking around the French corridor, and he's like, I don't really have anywhere to be. I'm going to pop inside this bar. And as he goes in, has a couple drinks, somebody came up near him, and it was Jay. Our two serial offenders had met. Oh, bet you didn't know Exquisite Corpse was about a serial unaliver love story, did you? Well, now you do. Jay looked at Andrew and he's like, you're pretty cute. Mind if I buy you a drink? Andrew accepted and he's like, oh, lovely. Yes, please. That would be great. And Jay's like, oh, that accent. You're from London? And he's like, yes. Oh, that was bad. Yes, I am just visiting a friend of mine. Jay got him a drink. They quickly shook hands. But then they got a vibe from each other. Immediately they locked eyes and they could tell. You know, psychopaths can typically tell when they meet a fellow person. So they looked at each other up and down and they're like, there is something about you. And I'm about to test those boundaries to see if I'm right. Andrew and Jay chatted for a little bit, and at this point, they were both pretty turned on, and The vibes between the two were absolutely electric. They made out. Jay's like, you should come home with me. So Andrew, with no place to stay, is like, hell yeah, brother, let me go with you and do man things. So they went home together and they're like, let's have something to eat and have a couple more drinks. So Andrew sits down in the little dining room that Jay had in his place. And as they enjoyed a couple more sips, Andrew pulls out the classic handcuff trick. And as Andrew was blissfully, slightly unaware, Andrew slapped a pair of metal handcuffs on Andrew. And boom, two predators have been predated by each other. Andrew scoffs and he laughs and he's like, are you fucking kidding me? Absolutely not. So Andrew gets up, quickly grabs a corkscrew from the table because they had a bottle of wine, whips around, starts stabbing at Jay. Jay is like, oh, this is fun. So they start fighting each other. And as they're fighting each other, they're biting, they're scratching, they're slapping. Andrew's like, you unhook me from this chair right now. You don't know who you're messing with. And Jay's like, that's funny because you don't know who you're messing with. So they kind of tested each other's physical boundaries and fought a little bit, and they sweated it out, and they realized they really liked what was going on because none of their victims have ever fought back like this. I mean, a lot of them tried to defend themselves and escape, but both of them this was new, this was fun, and they knew that both of them were both mentally psychopathic and escaped serial unalivers.